Hello and welcome back to The Read. We are reading for the collective today. Of course, the cards don't want to shuffle when I try a new shuffle. Old, reliable. There we go. As always, we are here with the intention of peace, guidance, and clarity. Okay. It's a smooth shuffle, but an interesting shuffle, nonetheless. Let's see if anything comes out. Okay, Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands suggests that you are Lover's card and the Page of Swords came out. Nine of Wands suggests that you are struggling within your journey right now, and that's fine. That is absolutely fine. You have put up your defenses around you, but you're leaning on this one staff because you're so exhausted. You're so tired of the BS, really. You're really tired of the BS. But if you remember in the Ten of Swords, putting your head down, going that one last mile, you see the results that you're looking to see. This man is banged up. He's been through the ringer. It wasn't an easy journey, but he still continues to go. And that's what I need you to remember is please continue to go. We already cut the deck. We shuffled and cut the deck. So let's get the energies that are surrounding. Yep. And not surprising, considering the energies that we have been in the last couple of reads. The death card continues to follow us, and that's fine. Because it still has a message to send us. When a card continues to show itself like this, it means that the messages haven't truly been integrated. So, but the other thing that I did say is that it's gonna be a slow process. It's not gonna be something that just happens overnight. It is gonna take a battle. Five of Wands. You may be battling with people around you who want the old you to stay. But with the Nine of Wands, you have already come too far. You can't go back. You can't go back. That is an impossibility at this point. The Moon. Yeah, it's an illusion. It's absolutely an illusion. You can't go back at this point in time. Oh my gosh, I thought my microphone went out. Okay, King of Wands and the Empress in the journey. For some reason, this is giving me after the death. Okay, King of Wands, the Empress, Three of Swords. Like I said, it's giving me after the death. After the death, you journey into this very, very, confident place of self with the King of Wands. Very protected. Very passionate. Very creative. You also have this nurturing that's coming through with the Empress. Queen Mother in her lush woodlands, corn and wheat growing at her feet, the sign of Venus and the sign of the woman inside of an engraved stone heart. These two These two, like I said, are giving me after the death and the Chariot foundation. For some reason, we got the 3 of Hearts, and I don't think it's heartbreak, but I definitely think that even though you're going through this death, void, and transformation, that there's still going to be parts of your old ego that remain. And I think you're going to have to pierce your heart in order to get rid of those. Symbolically pierce your heart. You see what I'm saying? That ego of the old self, it really does take a long time to die, even though you're moving into this new life, into this new transformation. The ego itself, the mind, takes a while to readjust itself to its new surroundings, you know? King of Pentacles. Very interesting. You end up being an overseer of your resources and your wealth management. I think you also, yeah, going back, let's just go back quickly because I knew this card was going to come out, the 2 of Pentacles. So I think you end up balancing your new self and your old self. So I think you might still be in the void. I think you still might be in the void. You're trudging along. The death has already happened. But you're in the void. You're juggling the old self and the new self. 3 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles. Let's see what's at the bottom. The Emperor. 8 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles. Yep. Still balancing between the 2. So that tells me that you're still in the void. There's nothing wrong with being in the void. It's part of the process. But I think that there isn't an ego death that needs to happen with the 3 of Swords. And so I think you're kind of going back and forth between, I think, the ego doesn't want to die. Let's put it like that. The ego has 0 intentions on dying. It is what keeps us alive. So when you're transforming into this new person, the old ego, again, doesn't want to die out. So it's going to do everything to scratch its way back to the surface, even after you've buried it. That was actually kind of visceral. I literally saw a buried ego clawing out of its coffin and clawing through the dirt. And I think that's what's happening, especially with the 2 of Pentacles. You're still balancing that. So you're definitely still in the void. I can't wait till you get to the other side in the transformation. I can't wait to see what that looks like for you. Yep. 2 of Swords. You're in the void. You're in the void. You're in the stalemate position. You likely don't know up from down right now, left from right. And that's fine. That's kind of what happens with the 2 of Swords. Because she is indeed blindfolded. So how would she know? Stay in the void as long as you need to stay in the void. That is my recommendation. 6 of Cups at the top, Page of Wands on the bottom. Stay in the void as long as you need to stay in my void, my dear. That is where the development happens, inside of the void. Do not come out before it is your time to come out of the void. We might want to rush the void. We might want to go straight. Oh, I recognize that I need to die to myself. Okay, acknowledge let's do the transformation. No, that's not really how it works. You have to go through the void. You have to give your body time to process what it's actually doing, because it's not just no light, nothing, you know. It's heavy stuff. It's heavy stuff, and you need to give your body time to process those changes. Yeah, there will be a little sadness and grief. I think that's expected. Again, you came out as the 9 of Wands. So, yeah, sadness and grief is expected during this time. It wouldn't make sense if there wasn't. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't make sense if it wasn't. Because you have lost something, your old self. But this is also a card of transmission. This person is looking at their cups that are spilled, but I don't know if they don't see it or they don't care at this moment, but there's 2 cups that are still upright. They still have 2 cups, not everything is gone. And more importantly, there's a way back. There's a way back to civilization. You see this bridge in the bridge over the water symbolizing emotions. And this is the town. She can get back. Not saying that the desire, judgment at the bottom, of course. Not saying that we want to go back to our old ways, but more so back to, sometimes when we say I want to go back, we're actually looking for a sense of normalcy. That's what we mean when I want to go back, you know. But you're unfortunately, fortunately being called to elevate through the Judgment card. You're being asked to answer the call of ascension. You might be experiencing some spiritual ascension symptoms. Your dreams might be crazy right now. We are going through quite a lot of planetary transits that would, you know, we're just a couple days. We're still in the Lionsgate portal. We will be in, I think, until the 12th of August, and Lionsgate's portal ends with a lunar eclipse. So I think that we are definitely have a lot of energies around us. Oh, look at this. 2 of Wands. I usually only go 3 up. So there's a lot of planning, a lot of balance, but also you're not ready to execute yet. You're not in execution mode. You're in planning mode. So yeah, that's just further confirmation that you're in the void. While you're in the void, plan. While you're in the void, plan every aspect of your life. That's why we went through the 8 dimensions of wellness. Not because I just wanted to go through it, but because there is value in going through that exercise, especially for those of you who are going through the death, void, and transformation. I did that on purpose. So I hope that I hope it landed for somebody, and somebody is going through the 8 dimensions exercise now. So all of that is about planning, looking at where you currently are, looking at where you're going, and then making a plan for that goal. And that's what you're doing with the 2 of Wands. Let's see if we can get something else to round this out. Thank you, Judgment card. But boy, you are tired. I can literally feel it. I can literally feel the exhaustion. And, you know, the readings here aren't always going to be light and fluffy. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be what you need to hear. So let's see what this was. Eight of Pentacles. Yeah. Hard work. 10 of Pentacles. That's where you end up. Success as it's defined for you. Success as it is defined for you. That is the journey you will be going through with this death, void, and transformation. As long as it ends up with the 10 of Pentacles, I'm not mad. All right, that's it for me today. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.